Oh, hello. Welcome to the Ravenwood Asylum for the criminally insane. No, I'm not a patient. I'm the doctor. These are the files of the damned. The stories of those poor, depraved souls who found life to be a fantasy and nightmares to be reality. This one is a woman who found that putting her head into the oven could do more than make a cake fall. These are the kind of tales that drove Edgar Allan Poe to the brink of madness. Poe once wrote, "Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?" I wonder. Do you wonder? Here, let me tell you something about one of my more interesting patients. Oh, God, not that. Oh, no. It's too ugly. I'd better go easy on you at first. I don't want to scare you off. I want you to sit back and observe.
New information supplied to our radio news center, the recent gang-related homicides in Aurora Hills is now being compared to homicides in downtown. You may recall homeless victims were found brutally murdered in 10 very bizarre incidents less than 6 months ago.
Patricia Harper, please. Her husband. This is Bloodhound. What happened to the announcement?
It was rejected. You think we take pranks seriously?
Are most Europeans perceived as pranks?
I don't make the rules.
Your station became a legitimate accomplice to murder last night.
Listen, you.
How do you know I don't have a bomb planted somewhere in Denver, Miss Harper? Or some other insidious terrorist plot? If the authorities in Denver think these murders are gang-related for 1 second, they've got another thing coming.
This gang news going on, you know, this guy just ran into my car.
Which way did he come from?
I don't know.
Which way did he go?
I think he went between those two houses down there.
I didn't get a good look at him, but my dog did. You can see what it did to him.
Well, I heard you shooting. Did you hit him?
I don't think so.
Edward, you don't understand. You don't understand, Edward. Edward!
Sorry the bubble's been busted on vacation plans, Logan. I got no choice.
Neither do I now.
Broke up with your girl, huh?
Well, I was hoping to meet someone just the same.
Look, I'm sorry about Hawaii. Let's not add any more shit to the pile than we got already. Is that affirmative?
Affirmative.
You two are going downtown.
It's that important?
What's up?
The homeless victims case.
What's that got to do with us?
There's a connection now between those murders and ours.
Matching evidence?
You betcha.
And they've been quiet about it?
How they been quiet about it? Till some jackass blabbed to one of the radio stations in exchange for a bit of free advertising.
Whoa. A bit of free what?
Some announcement he wanted broadcast live. It never came off, except for what no one else was supposed to know about.
The impression was made
That it was nothing more than usual murders in spite of everything else, right?
right.
Yeah, right.
All I did was drop by to loan him some money.
And that was all you did, right?
That's right.
Yeah, right. You and God knows how many others were there to knock his ass off, Joe.
Bullshit!
If you didn't do anything, how'd you get caught by undercover officers?
All I did was drop by to loan him some money. When I was going back to my ride, I heard a noise. Some man was beating up on Spongy. A man who came out of nowhere. He just kept beating on him.
And that's all he was doing?
That's all he was doing.
And you didn't participate not once, huh?
That's right. I didn't know what was going down. All I could think of was getting the fuck out of there.
And smacked into an unmarked car and got busted.
That's right.
You didn't get this knot on the onion from beating up on Spongy, right?
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Just won't admit he and a few gangbangers killed the guy with a sledgehammer, huh?
He won't admit anything.
He's lying up his ass. What have we got we can hold the guy by his balls?
Not what we have on him so far.
He's out on bail until a court date can be set for possession of pot.
Unless something turns up that might tie him into this whole thing.
A Hail Mary lead, huh?
We just found out that the FBI and a few LA Task Crash members are coming here.
Is that right?
The latest victim is a gangland godfather they've been trying to nab for a while.
A gang what?
Patricia Harper, how may I help you?
How's it going?
Why?
I'm sorry about the last call.
What is it now?
Hardcore facts about the Aurora Hills case. If you meet
Do
me,
yourself a favor, Bloodhound. Get some psychiatric help.
you'll make the announcement by the time we're through.
Meet where?
Let's get one thing straight. Don't pull anything.
It's not clear how your wife drowned in the shallow part of the pool, Mr. Thurman. The autopsy may show she suffered a seizure.
Oh my God. But Lisa.
You do more than that. You made me see where I eventually end up if I didn't do what you're trying to get me to do. I'm glad I didn't have you bumped off like I started to do.
Who gave you the authority or right to dictate to me? You shit and wipe your funky ass like everybody else. So who the fuck are you?
Someone who cares enough to step in when parents won't.
Say, look, motherfucker, my parents care about me. You got that? Fuck you, motherfucker.
Hey, man. Eddie. What's up? What's wrong?
I need water.
Okay. Okay, relax.
I need
Okay.
a sip of the drink.
Okay. All right.
Sip of
I'll
the
get.
drink.
Okay. I'll get you a beer. Here you go, gentlemen. Here's your drinks. Thank you very much.
I don't know what came over me. A voice. Something forcing me. Something inside. This damn voice.
Have you seen a doctor?
One for nuts.
No, Eddie, not that at all.
I was referred to an AIDS research clinic. I'm sick as a dog and still can't find a damn thing wrong. When I was wounded, they told me the blood was safe. It wasn't contaminated. Something's tearing me up, man, and I'd be damned if I know what.
Before we left, I went to the bathroom. When I came back, he was gone.
Well, who is Kelly?
I don't know.
Kelly. Kelly, if you're there, please listen to me. I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't give you a chance to explain what I don't understand. The gun surprised me, Kelly. I felt betrayed, then angered. That's when I came to the house. If you're there listening, let's talk now. Better still, I can come there before dark, in case you know.
Spence, a young woman's on the line.
My reacquaintance of him was during an altar call at church. At the last minute, he backed out, went back to his seat. At the end of service, I went over to him. We haven't seen each other since my former days as a gang member. For some odd reason, he wasn't the same man. It didn't take long to learn about recent tragedies in his life. I didn't see him again until one night last week. He came to see me one night. He desperately needed my help.
Some people may come looking for me. You must tell them you haven't seen me.
His last appointment to a research project at a clinic on the brink of finding a cure for the AIDS virus is what was so important to tell me about. He supplied blood for their screening process. He was about to sign in when he overheard a doctor speaking to the city coroner. They sounded like Carl's friends to him. The doctor was inquiring about a weird blood sample the coroner sent him for a second opinion. Whatever was strange, he found the exact same thing in the blood of a volunteer donor.
I knew he was talking about me. It had to be. Help me as I have helped you.
Since I've changed from a life of gang activity to one of decency, one ability I never knew I had, lying dormant, has finally surfaced. The capacity of keen perception. I haven't seen nor heard from him since.
Somebody's playing games with our ass. That woman I spoke with on the phone?
Yeah?
I had her story checked out. No one in the Department of Corrections ever heard of this Paula Rice.
You're sure she made arrangements to meet the guy?
Look, we were discussing whether or not to call you guys first, or wait until we hear what he had to say.
So what the hell is she saying? This guy could be a possible suspect because he felt like killing a few asses?
Evidently, what she felt was hard for her to do might be of use to us.
How many times have we said the same thing about this gang shit, Logan? I'm fed up with this gang shit. I've got this recurring dream, see, where I shove this 10-foot spear up some gangbanger's ass till the tip sticks straight up out of the bastard's mouth, like a skewed pig. Now read my lips good on this one. I use a long, strong spear, see, not a puny one with a dull tip.
How long will this last? How long will I last? How much longer will the world last?
I understand a lot of states in the U.S. have a gang problem. The huge demand for this thing called crack, sold for higher profits, brought up to these various places, including your city of Denver. Your government claims they cannot stop the flow of drugs into this country. The reality is, Miss Harper, they don't want to. Is it true it's become an urgent topic in the nation's capital, Miss Harper?
You tell me. You seem to know quite a bit about our internal problems.
America is not the only nation on the face of the planet with internal problems. But America seems to be the only one willing to bear them more than others. The gangs seem to be trying to establish a base in Aurora Hills. I can see how that falls within reason since some of them were found murdered there. But what's underneath all of this has nothing to do with this so-called customary rivalry.
Are you truly convinced a foreigner like you has what the American public really needs to know?
Information they needed for the protection of their lives. That's half-assed journalism, if you ask me.
Where the hell do you get off questioning our code of ethics? Just who the hell are you? If you have the American public's interest at heart, why hide behind some penny-ante name like Bloodhound?
I have my reasons.
Yeah, it's because you're a nut, okay?
There was a man found shot to death in a Skid Row complex last week. The authorities still had him listed as a John Doe, correct?
What about him?
I know all about him, Miss News Lady. And I'll tell you something else. I know his real name because I'm the one who killed him.
You what?
All right, I'll spell it out for you. Someone got a hold of some bad blood. Everything that happened can be blamed on the man that I killed. That announcement wasn't simply to inform the public, but clinics and hospitals to report anything strange among their patients, anyone acting wild. The possibility that someone else could be contaminated is as real as a snake bite on the ass.
Are we on yet? Are we on? We are. Okay. Good. This is Lucas Morris of KAIP News live on the scene in Aurora at a large abandoned office warehouse building where police are in the process of apprehending a possible suspect linked to the recent gang slayings in this district. We're gonna stay with him as long as we can.
Well, for God's sake, you and your crew be careful. You just wounded a police officer. There's no telling what he'll do next. Lucas, are you there? We're experiencing more communication breakup.
We've got gunshots. It appears a police officer has the suspect cornered. We're trying to get around to get a better view. If there's some kind of struggle going on between an officer and the suspect, oh God, it appears the suspect just decapitated the officer. My God, what? Yeah, but the officers are ordering everyone out of the building.
If that explains common logic, what would explain this guy not being too sick or weak to produce this kind of shit?
That's where Maria comes in.
Okay, first of all, that supposed gangbanger you had in custody and your female officer aren't lying about what they told you. About a possible suspect, that is. Neither is the other girl, Kia Powers, whom I spoke with on the phone. Now this Kelly girl, who no one's ever seen or met before, is the key to it all. She's in the area close by. They've been here all along.
So what are you saying, man?
I was raised in a Christian environment, and it gave me insight into what a lot of people find too hard to believe.
Something of unknown origin? Man, what do you think of this, Spence? This thing is getting weirder and weirder.
The guy who got him did it intentionally, viciously, and horribly. He either knew they were gang members or they just happened to look like them. Now here on the map, he's marked every spot where you found bodies. They're all in one specific area of Aurora Hills. When files were pulled of past reports of mangled dogs, cats, and a few broken-in garages, you learned they were filed long before the murders of these yahoos began. Now here's what's important. Those reports contain names and addresses of residents living right in the vicinity of this station.
My efforts to reveal the truth have been deeply hampered, but the situation in your city remains all too real. By the time you authorities of Denver receive this, I will be far from reach. If you have not learned what the radio news lady and I discussed, I will not take this time to bring you up to date. But I will explain what you are dealing with and how to destroy the killer. You are faced with a demon that is transmitted by blood, a 500-year-old spirit of retribution. The demon metamorphosizes in relation to the progressive cycle of the moon. He has a degree of sickness on the quarter moon. By the time of the full moon, the shape changer, the demon, assumes full form, and then executes its vengeance in a horrible, brutal way. Now, I must make this perfectly clear. You cannot destroy the demon, but you can stop the individual indwelled with it. First, take this into consideration. Individuals infected with this demon do not know who they are. They have been deceived to believe that some other element is responsible for their severe state of illness. They possess regenerative powers. If they are wounded in places that would otherwise prove fatal, the wounds will heal.
Even in human form, if they are fatally wounded, they will continue to function, although that does not mean that they do not feel pain. You have a weapon and special ammunition in your possession that I possessed. It will completely destroy the heart of the individual infected with this demon. The demon can only function in a living physical body, or it cannot operate. To substantiate how the weapon was put to use, examine the evidence on the body of John Doe lying in your morgue.
Evidence of someone living in those broken-in garages was found by those who reported it. Recent blood samples were found near a mangled dog in a resident's backyard. Now here's the clincher. Just before you two came back after meeting with your boss, I overheard another report that was being filed. A family moving into their new home discovered something in the garage when they were storing away a few things. Someone's been living there like Goldilocks, without the three bears.
Damn, I could be stretched out on a Hawaiian beach by now, digging on some babe's fine ass, instead of hanging around here dealing with his weird shit.
Wishful thinking, pal.
What do you think of this, Maria? Is she setting us up for some sucker punch or what?
I don't know, Logan.
Digby should be the one smelling this shit.
Christ, what in the hell is that smell in here?
Well, Spence, if it wasn't so goddamn dark in here, we'd probably know. Watch the door behind you, Spence. So much for the element of surprise.
Wait, I think I've got it.
What?
The light switch.
Well, turn it on.
God, who the hell died in here? Jesus Christ.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
As sick as he is, he's got sense enough to try and keep clean. What the hell is that?
Sure you have gathered from the few personal belongings left behind when I escaped your attempt to apprehend me that I represent Interpol. I am also convinced that you have made contact with my superiors to learn more information about me. My chief assignment was to apprehend a murder suspect wanted in connection to a series of murders involving Nazi fugitives assuming false identities residing in various sections of the world. The man in your morgue is Saul Reitman, a member of an underground movement waging a personal vendetta against Nazi commandants responsible for the slaughter of countless Jews at Auschwitz. I learned that Reitman sold his blood to pay for room and board. He did the same in Europe. It contains the demon of retribution. Judging from what is occurring in the community of Aurora Hills, you have another Reitman, but someone avenging a personal encounter with the gangs.
Hello?
Miss Adams, you left this number saying to call if you can be of further assistance.
I remember.
There is something you can do. We received a call from the Aurora Hills Clinic. They found a cure.
Who was on the phone?
It was the hospital, Edward. You remember my friend Cheryl, the blood analyst, the one who told us about the research program at the clinic?
What about the call?
They found a cure, Edward.
They found a cure? At the clinic?
I have to go meet her. Now, will you stay here while I go down? You promise not to leave?
I'm sure.
Hey, sugar, what you got in the bag? Hey, babe, what's in that bag? What you got in that bag? Come on, babe, show me. What you got in that bag? Come on, man. Got you now. Come on, babe.
Yeah, man, come on. What you got in that bag, man?
Come on, babe. Show me what's in that bag. Open that bag, babe. What's in it? Holy shit. Hey, what's crazy? Get the fuck out of
here. You motherfuckers are the cause of my suffering.
Got to be taken alive. What he's carrying makes the AIDS virus seem like the common cold. How this disease is further transmitted must be known, whether it's transmitted through saliva, an open wound, or abrasion. Now, if we can get enough tranquilizers in him, it might relax the muscles.
I know why you're here, Edward. They're looking for you. Are you hurt?
I don't know who realized it first, but we can't hide anymore. It was all confirmed tonight. When they found me, I knew one of you told. Either you, Kia, or Mora. Maybe all three of you. Yes, Kelly. When you left me for a while, a few took your place.
Edward?
I feel the next stage is total loss of reality. No more lucid moments, even in bestial form. That you've killed animals, people you were pissed off about, when you know you look like something during Halloween. No more wondering why you're messed up, trying to find out what messed you up. I can't even explain how I keep living or why. I've been injured in places a normal person would die instantly. I don't know if it means death or what, but I know beyond a shadow of a doubt it would be a long period of darkness.
Richard, I've got a very important job for you.
Yeah? What kind of animal got loose this time?
Well, I didn't say it was an animal. It's police business.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Showed up. But while you were meeting with Digby, I got a lock on Thurman.
Hello, Edward.
Why did you help them find me?
Because it has to stop.
There seemed to be a way to find the answer through Kelly.
And she is gone.
Yes, she has left me again.
Then what is left, Edward? It's not just animals anymore, it's people now.
He went out the back door.
God damn it!
Spence, go around that way.
Yeah, I know.
Lies! Nothing but lies! It's been said that no one is out to harm me, but it's all lies. Nothing but lies! It's over, Thurman! It ain't over until the fat lady sings!
I knew him all along. Long before any of this happened to him.
And I'll bet it was you who placed that bogus phone call pretending to be a colleague who worked with him.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess I wanted to know if it was him all along.
In all actuality, you're just a damn good actress and not really a psychic, right?
You tell me.
I suppose now you're going to tell us you were romantically involved with this guy.
I was wounded in a drive-by shooting as well. He was my probation officer.
It's all crazy life. A hazy life.
Singing?
Mixed up jumble. Crazy life. Stupid life for people who want to love.
KAIP in Denver. You probably have heard about the former probation officer who received a blood transfusion after he was wounded in a drive-by shooting. Well, rumors have it he was transformed into some kind of bestial killer because of it. Well, the good thing is he's in custody, but now there are reports of a rape victim who received a blood transfusion due to injuries sustained in that rape, and evidently she is going through the same type of transformation. You know, we've had problems with our blood supply before with AIDS and the contamination thereof, but now, is there something additionally wrong with our blood supply? Is our blood supply safe? Give me a call, Tom Jensen at 555-KAIP. Tell me, is our blood supply really safe? Again, that number, 555-5247. And now, Jessica, you're on KAIP.
These, the stories of the insane, the infirm, and the hopelessly mad, are merely the records of the twisted brain, and I've shared them with you. Perhaps you've learned something from this. Perhaps not. As I close this file, let me give you a fair bit of warning. Be careful. You, those of you who think it could not happen. Be careful that someday soon, you and you alone are not committed to a lifetime of screaming madness in my asylum of horrors.